there.
What is going on, everybody? We are back live for our annual Bowl predictions live stream. It is 2025, 2026, and I have my co-host as always, Clayton.
What up, everybody?
Sir, so there are a total of
40-something?
Yeah, there's like 40-something bowl games. Well, there's 46 picks to be made, so
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you picked the Celebration Bowl, if you did that, or
I believe I picked South Carolina State.
yeah, I picked Prairie View A&M. I trusted their defense today, and their defense just completely laid an egg. They were up 2 scores at halftime. What's going on, John and Daniel Barry? Kenny, this is not Kenny. So,
nope.
Yeah, I am 0-1 in my Bowl Mania, so great start there.
All right,
but we do have our first actual FBS Bowl game tonight. We have the Washington Huskies versus the Boise State Broncos. The Broncos are coming off a Mountain West championship, and Washington State's coming off an 8-4 season in the Big Ten. What are your initial thoughts on this game?
I think it'll be a pretty good game. I think Washington had a better season than last year, and Boise State, even though they had a downgrade, they still won their conference. So
yeah, Boise State really bounced back to win that conference. And Washington, although they didn't look great at times, they're still a pretty decent team led by quarterback Demon Williams, who's got legs, very talented playmaker. And yeah, I think this will be an interesting battle. I think Washington might have a couple opt-outs. I'm not too sure. Well, Boise State might be mainly healthy. Trying to see who's playing in this game. I think they do have a couple. Some of the starters will be playing Washington, so that could be a big boost for them. So, but who do you think is going to win this game, Clayton?
I'm going to go. This is a good game, but I think Washington will take the win here.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to agree with the Washington Huskies pick. I think Demon Williams does enough to overwhelm Boise State. Solid team, but never really showed too much against some of the upper echelon competition they faced this season. I think Washington will have a little too much speed when it's all said and done. But I do believe it'll be close for the majority of the game.
Yeah,
right.
I think so. I think so too, man.
Yeah. All right, so Monday we have the Salute the Veterans Bowl. We have the runner-up in the Sun Belt, the Troy Trojans, versus the runner-up in the Conference USA, the Jacksonville State Gamecocks. So this could be an interesting game. Very close line as Troy is favored by only 3.5.
This one's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure who may win this game, because it's kind of hard to figure out who might opt out for teams like Troy and Jacksonville State. Although Jacksonville State does have one of the best running backs in the country this season in Cam Cook, a transfer from TCU, and I haven't heard any reports on him being out. So I think that could be a big boost for Jacksonville State. They'll look to run the ball while Troy kind of balances their offense between a run and pass attack. So yeah, but I am going to go with Jacksonville State in this game. They are an underdog, but I think their rushing attack will be a little too much for Troy. I also believe in Charles Kelly to come up with a pretty solid game plan to stop the Troy Trojans run game. I believe Tay Meadows, one of their better players on offense, is in the transfer portal, so that's kind of a big deal there. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville State.
This one's a tough one, man, but by how Jacksonville State runs the ball, I think that will help them win this game as well. I think they got this game.
Yeah, I know Troy's favored by 4 points, but it's really hard to kind of figure out who's the real favorite in this game. I think, especially with who's going to be in, who's going to be out, it's kind of hard. And I think Jacksonville State's just slightly better as a team, so I'll go with them.
Yeah.
All right, then we have a Wednesday game on December 17th. We have the Old Dominion Monarchs versus the South Florida Bulls. So Old Dominion coming off a nice 9-3 campaign. And South Florida is coming off a 9-3 campaign as well under Coach Alex Golish, who is now the head coach at Auburn. So But for this game, Old Dominion, they will not have starting quarterback Colton Joseph. He is in the transfer portal. And South Florida will also not have their starting quarterback in Byron Brown. He wanted to play, but the coaching staff told him to opt out just to keep him safe from injury. And he'll actually be coaching on the sidelines from what I've heard. I did hear about that, Jacob. So what do you think, Clayton?
This is going to be an interesting matchup. Both teams are pretty good this season, but I'm going to take the South Florida Bulls in this one.
Yeah, Old Dominion's got a solid team, but they haven't really impressed against any of the top upper echelon competition they face, just kind of like Boise State. So I'm going to go with South Florida. Gaston Moore, the former Tennessee quarterback, will be starting in that game. So maybe it'll be a bit of a showcase for him. And I think South Florida will get it done.
All right.
All right, so another Wednesday game, we have the 68 Ventures Bowl. We have the Louisiana Raging Cajuns versus the Delaware Blue Hens. Louisiana finished the season very well. I believe they won their last 4 games to get to bowl eligibility, while Delaware had a nice season getting to bowl eligibility with Ryan Carty and his team being an FBS for the first time. So, yeah. See if I can find any info on this game. I mean, I'm not expecting too many opt-outs in this game because none of these teams are really crazy significant. But I think Delaware can definitely make it a bit interesting. But Louisiana has they've been red hot, so I don't know if I can really go against the hot hand here. But Clayton, what do you think?
This one's gonna be a good one. Both 6-6 teams. I think first year in FBS level. I think the Delaware Blue Hens take this one.
All right, I like it. I really do like that prediction. I think there's gonna be a lot of offense in this game. I think it's gonna come down to who gets the last stop, who can get. I just wanted to check something real quick with Delaware because I don't know if it's okay. Never mind. I think I'm gonna pick Louisiana. I know it's kind of the cop out pick, but I just think they're playing a bit better right now. I think they're a little fired up. They've won 4 in a row, and I'm just gonna stick with the hot hand here.
Finally, we get a disagreement. LOL.
Yeah. And I guess you could count the Celebration Bowl.
Oh well.
All right, so we have an 11 a.m. game on Friday the 19th. We have the Kennesaw State Owls, the champions in the Conference USA, and we have Western Michigan, the champions in the MAC. So really solid matchup here against 2 under the radar conference champions in the FBS. Exciting matchup.
I will be representing the MAC in this one. I'll take the Broncos of Western Michigan.
There we go. Yeah, this is a tough one for me to pick. I like what Western Michigan's done this year. Jalen Buckley's had a really nice year. Lance Taylor's done a hell of a job coaching that team up. But I think I'm going to take Kennesaw State. I think Jerry Mack has that team.
Another one?
I think Jerry Mack's going to have that team motivated. Amari Odom is
another honestly, not so fast, my friend.
Not so fast, my friend. But yeah, Amari Odom is one of the most fun quarterbacks to watch in the group of 5 this year. Really took that team up a notch. And remember, they're 10-3. They have 3 losses, and 2 of them are against Indiana and Wake Forest, and they only lost to Wake Forest by 1 point. This is a really competitive football team, and I think Kennesaw State's going to show why they belong on this stage, despite being an underdog. They've been underdogs all year long, and they're going to continue to prove everyone wrong. Yeah, although 61% of people pick Kennesaw State on here.
It's interesting, but we'll roll with it.
Even though they're big underdogs on the money line.
Yeah. Missouri State, Arkansas State, I'll take Missouri State, even though it's not on here for some odd reason.
Oh, I don't see it.
Yeah, it is a bowl game, yeah. That's the Xbox Bowl, yeah. I don't know why it's not on there for some odd reason.
Hopefully they add it on by the time. But yeah, let's go over Missouri State, Arkansas State. Missouri State just lost Coach Ryan Beard to Coastal Carolina. I don't know how fully prepared they'll be for that game. And again, Arkansas State's another team that's been really hot. And I think Jalen Raynor does enough, him in that running attack. I'm going to take Arkansas State.
Okay. I was a little quick because it's not on here for some odd reason. Oh well.
Wait, did you take Missouri State or Arkansas State? I can remember.
Missouri State. Missouri State.
Oh, okay. So another disagreement. I like it.
Was that like a third one in a row?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we have the Gasparilla Bowl. That'll be at 2:30 p.m. on Friday. We have the Memphis Tigers versus the NC State Wolfpack. Ryan Silverfield, the head coach at Memphis, is no longer there. He went to Arkansas. And NC State, as they went 7-5, will be looking to continue the momentum and build off the 7-5 season by ending the season with a bowl win. So really interesting matchup here. I don't know what the injury report looks like for Memphis. I don't know if Brendan Lewis will be playing quarterback. I know CJ Bailey and all those guys for Memphis for NC State should play. I mean, there's definitely a chance I make changes with my bowl picks like after this, but this is what we're kind of going with right now. Like what the injury reports say. But I mean, Memphis, they've already beaten a Power 4 team this year. They've beat Arkansas. So see if I can get some more info on this game before I make a final decision. But yeah, I think I'm gonna. I just got to see if Brendan Lewis from Memphis is healthy. What's your take on this game?
This is an interesting one. I'm going to take the NC State Wolfpack.
All righty, there we go. Gonna take NC State. Yeah, this is a really tough one for me. It's a 50-50 matchup on here. And Memphis, I think NC State is the more talented team, but how hungry will they be? I really do like CJ Bailey, what he can offer. Ah, man, this is tough. I thought about it for a while. I'm taking NC State. I was gonna pick Memphis, but I just don't know how healthy Brendan Lewis is, the quarterback. He's been on and off with injuries this year, and I just think CJ Bailey will look to finish off a 7-5 season with a win. I'll take NC State.
All right.
Another Friday game. This is going to be the playoff game. We've got the first round of the playoff. We got the Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Oklahoma Sooners. So we got a rematch, which Oklahoma won in Tuscaloosa in November.
Alabama does not deserve to be here.
Yeah, I mean,
should be Notre Dame.
Oh, Alabama. I mean, the thing about Bama, they're not going to punish a team for losing in their conference championship game because I don't know how that would look, especially with a 2-loss team. Like teams with 2 losses would start opting out of their conference championship games just to avoid a loss before the playoff selection. So that's kind of why I think Bama got in. But yeah, I think this will be an interesting one. There are rumors that Ty Simpson's playing with a bad back, and Kalen DeBoer, some talk about him being the next coach in Michigan. Not saying it's going to happen, but the rumors are out there. So
yeah,
but yeah, I think I'm going to pick Alabama. I don't think Oklahoma can beat Alabama twice in a season. I don't know how injured Ty Simpson is. I don't think he's injured too badly to a point where he just can't play at all. And he's got some time to rest up. But Oklahoma, I don't really trust much what they're doing on offense. John Mateer just hasn't looked like the same quarterback since hand surgery. And it just feels like this could be a defensive game, a game where it's low scoring. But I think I trust Alabama's offense more. I trust their downfield threats a bit more. Ryan Williams, Jeremy Bernard, guys like that. So Isaiah Horton, give me the Tide.
This one's a first playoff game, and I'm going to go with roll Sooners. Not so fast, my friend. Oklahoma.
There we go.
Roll.
Sooners, yeah. I mean, this is a tough matchup for Bama. Very losable game here, but yeah, I have Bama. Clayton has Oklahoma. And then speaking of playoff games, we have another one on Saturday at noon. The winner of this game, the winner of the Bama OU game will play Indiana, and the winner of this game, Miami and Texas A&M, will play the Ohio State Buckeyes. So
Oh God.
Miami was able to sneak their way into the playoff just solely because of the head-to-head win against Notre Dame. And Texas A&M, they suffered their first loss of the season in the last week against Arch Manning's Texas Longhorns, and they're now the 7th seed as a result. So, oh man, this is an interesting matchup. Marcel Reed versus Carson Beck. And the game's going to be at Kyle Field, tough place to play. I think this game's going to come down to coaching. I think whoever has the better game plan is going to be able to, whoever can execute the game plan is going to be able to come out on top. So, what do you think, Clayton?
This game is going to be a really good one. Both teams, first time in the playoff. In this game, it's in Kyle Field, tough place to play. Gig 'em. Give me the Aggies.
Yeah, at Kyle Field, it's tough to win. Bama's lucky they got in. Not Bama, Miami. They're not lucky, but they were out for a while until that last week. But I'm going to take Texas A&M. I think this is a bad matchup for Carson Beck. Texas A&M defense is going to step up. They're going to wreak a lot of havoc. Cassius Howe's been a stud on that defensive line. I think the trenches. They have some playmakers in the trenches, such as Messenger and Bain for Miami. But I'm going to go with A&M as a whole. I just trust Mike Elko much more than Mario Cristobal. I think most people should.
Gig 'em eggs.
Gig 'em eggs. And I think Texas A&M is going to be a bad matchup for a lot of teams, including Ohio State. All right, so we got another playoff game. 3:30 on Saturday, we have the Tulane Green Wave versus the Ole Miss Rebels. So we've got John Sumrall, the future head coach at Florida. He is coaching this game for Tulane, while Lane Kiffin, the new head coach at LSU, is not coaching for Ole Miss. It'll be Pete Golding, the defensive coordinator, and who will also be the head coach next season for the Rebels. So, yeah.
And
I don't know how interesting this game will be. Ole Miss played Tulane earlier in the year and gave him BTA. So,
I think they will give him BTA again. Give me the Rebels.
I think it'll be a closer game this time, but I think instead of 45-10, it'll be like 34-20. Give me Ole Miss. Not difficult to pick there.
Ole Miss.
And then our final playoff game at 7:30 Saturday. I don't know why this game is on at 7:30 while Miami and Texas A&M is on at noon.
Should be Ole Miss at noon, Oregon 3:30, A&M at night.
I agree. We got James Madison versus Oregon. James Madison had a really good season. Bob Chesney, watch and learn, had a great year. They are 12-1. Their only loss was a road loss in week 2 against Louisville. It was a tough fought game too, but they weren't able to really hold on in that game. But Oregon, I think Oregon's going to be a really tough team in these playoffs. I honestly think there's a few teams that have a chance to actually win the national championship, and I think Oregon's one of them. So I'm going to take Oregon in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking Oregon. Yeah, that's probably the easiest pick right there. Give me the Ducks.
Too much of a talent gap in this matchup.
And what's it? 21.5 for Oregon? Yeah, they're going to win. They should for sure.
So we've got the Washington State Cougars versus the Utah State Aggies, and guess what? The Idaho Potato Bowl. Get your potatoes out.
What team will be getting French fries and mashed potatoes and baked potatoes after this one?
This will be an interesting one because Jimmy Rogers, the head coach, the head coach at Washington State, Jimmy Rogers, left to become the Iowa State head coach. I don't know how their team's going to look as a whole. Don't know how motivated they'll be coming into this game. Well, Utah State, they had a team that looked better than 6-6, but they just weren't consistent enough, especially on defense. But that offense can really score points. Braden Fagan, one of their top wide receivers, did enter the portal. I don't know if he's going to play or not, but yeah. What do you think, Clayton?
I'm taking Utah State's favored, but I'm going to take the Cougs of Washington State.
There you go. Yeah, Washington State's got a solid team. They had some really good matchups this season against Ole Miss and Virginia, I think it was. I'm going to go with Utah State, though. I think their offense, I think their passing attack will end up being too much in the end for Washington State. And I think I don't know how to feel about Washington State without Jimmy Rogers coaching in that game. So I'm going to take the Aggies.
All right. Nice pick.
Sir. Tuesday, December 23rd, we have the Boca Raton Bowl. We've got the Louisville Cardinals versus the Toledo Rockets. Toledo lost head coach Jason Candle to UConn. They hired Mike Jacobs, the head coach at Mercer. While Louisville has a lot of their team still intact and Jeff Brom's still there, did not leave for another job. I think this game could be interesting for a bit. I don't know if Toledo will have the talent to really overwhelm Louisville, although Louisville hasn't really been crazy impressive this year. They were in a battle with James Madison, who's in the playoffs, though. They're a much better team than Toledo, but I think this could be a low-scoring game because Toledo's got a hell of a defense. But I think in the end, I think Louisville will come out victorious, but don't be shocked if Toledo finds a way like they did last year versus Pitt in the Quick Lane Bowl or whatever it was.
I am taking the Louisville Cardinals to win this one.
What's going on, Coleman? Yeah, I'm picking Utah State. We're glazing today.
I'm taking Louisville.
Yep. We both got Louisville. All right, another Tuesday game, 5:30 p.m. We've got the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, Tyson Helton's Western Kentucky Hilltoppers versus the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. So Southern Miss just lost not Will Hall. They fired Will Hall. Now he's the head coach of Tulane. But Charles Huff, he is now the head coach at Memphis, so he won't be coaching this game. Well, Blake Anderson, the offensive coordinator, will be the new head coach there. So they do have a bit of continuity there, but they did end the season off on a poor note. Well, Western Kentucky ended the season on a poor note as well. So this will be an interesting matchup in that due to that.
This game right here, give me the Hilltoppers.
Yeah, I think I really like their freshman quarterback, Rodney Tisdale Jr. took over for the injured Maverick McIver. He's done a really nice job. I think he won the Conference USA Freshman of the Year. I think that'll be enough for Western Kentucky to come out on top against Southern Miss, who played some really ugly football as the season winded down. Yeah, so I'm taking Western Kentucky. All right, so we have the Frisco Bowl at 9 o'clock, the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. We have the Dan Mullins UNLV Rebels versus the Ohio Bobcats. Very interesting scenario here, or very interesting spot here for Ohio. They just lost their head coach, Brian Smith. I guess there's an investigation going on in that program. I guess something happened. I heard rumors that he had relations with students. It's like Sharon Moore.
Oh, so, God. Sharon Moore 2.0 right there?
Maybe. So very weird.
Is he in jail, though? Probably not.
No. I guess they're still investigating, but he's on leave right now. So very weird scenario. I'm kind of surprised Ohio's even playing this game because of all the chaos involved, but they are going to roll along with this. But yeah, I honestly don't think this is a very hard game to pick. I think UNLV's offense will be too much. I think Anthony Calandria.
Give me the UNLV Rebels.
Yeah, I think Anthony Calandria, the offensive player of the year in the Mountain West, I think he'll just be too much of an offensive attack for Ohio. I don't really see much of a scenario where Ohio comes out and makes this again. I think UNLV wins by double digits.
A lot.
All right, so we got the Hawaii Bowl. We got a Christmas Eve football is back, Clayton, and I couldn't be any more excited. Got the Hawaii Bowl.
Football for Christmas. How I like that.
Yes, sir. We've got Cal versus Hawaii. JKS will be leading Cal in this game, and then Hawaii, who had a very underrated season under Timmy Chang this year, 8-4. While Cal, on the other hand, went 7-5. They did make a coaching change. It's funny because when they didn't make a bowl game or went 6-6, they kept Justin Wilcox the head coach. But when they go 7-5, they fire him. So it's like, okay. When they actually don't do terrible, they fire the coach. Expectations, I see. But Cal, I think having JKS, the quarterback, will be a big boost for them. Although the Hawaii Bowl is interesting. We've had upsets in the Hawaii Bowl over the last few years. We've had some big upsets in these games. So I would not be shocked if Hawaii came out and won this game, especially considering it's a home game for them. What do we think, Clayton?
Oof, this one's hard. Cal's the favorite. I think Cal's going to win this game, even though Hawaii's basically a home game.
I'm going to go Hawaii in this game. I'm going to trust Mike Eohado in that team, and I really like what they have going on special teams. They have one of the best kickers in the country, only missed one kick this year. I think if this can come down to a big kick, I think I trust Hawaii more in this. scenario. So give me Hawaii. I think they're going to show some fight versus a Cal team that might be a bit disinterested. All right,
Interesting.
the Game Above Sports Bowl, which is
In Detroit. In Detroit.
Yep, used to be the Quick Lane Bowl. I think that's the bowl that Toledo beat Pitt in last year. So we've got Central, and it's going to be Big Ten versus MAC this year. We've got Central Michigan versus Northwestern. We've got a 6-6 Northwestern team versus a Central Michigan team that went 7-5 and was very well coached throughout the year. So
in Detroit.
Yeah, in Detroit. So a bit of a home game for Central Michigan, even though they're not in Detroit. It's in Michigan, but
yeah. So in this game, I watched Central Michigan play against Michigan in person. Got BTA'd.
Yeah, I had money on that game. I think I had Michigan spread, and that hit easily.
Yeah, I think we won that easily.
Yeah.
And I like the Chips a lot this season, but I think Northwestern's got it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take Northwestern as well. I just don't think Central Michigan has enough of a passing game to really threaten Northwestern. I don't think Northwestern's going to score a ton of points either. I think this is like a 24-10 game. Central Michigan just kind of gets overwhelmed. They try to establish a running attack, but it's just not going to be enough. Give me Northwestern.
Give me the Cats.
All right, so we have the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. And this is going to be between a very surprising contender in the Mountain West, the New Mexico Lobos. In Jason Eck's first year coming from Idaho, they went 9-3, and they'll face off on a Big Ten team as a reward, the 7-5 Minnesota Golden Gophers. Very fun matchup here, in my opinion.
This is, man. Another team that Michigan played this season versus a Big Ten team.
Yeah, New Mexico, very competitive football team. And Minnesota, they're always going to be highly motivated under PJ Fleck. Interesting matchup here. My pick is tough because I really do like what New Mexico State's cooking. Man, I don't know.
This one's a hard one for me too, man.
I want to pick New Mexico, but again, it's not like they've played the toughest schedule in the world. They did get a nice win against UCLA early in the season, but UCLA was in a really tough spot then with Deshaun Foster still being coach. And they did face Boise State earlier in the season too. They got BTA. I think facing Minnesota will be a whole new challenge for them. I'm going to take Minnesota. And Minnesota doesn't have a ton of opt-outs either.
Yeah, I'm taking the Gophers as well. Represent the Big Ten again.
Yeah, I think Big Ten might have a decent bowl season.
Yeah, man.
I mean, it helps when you're facing Mountain West and MAC teams.
Yeah, I think, Washington and who else? Minnesota played Mountain West. Fucking Northwestern played a MAC team.
Yeah. I think Minnesota will, I think just a bit too much.
I could see the Big Ten winning a lot of bowl games this year.
Yeah. All right, we have the First Responder Bowl. We have the Florida International Panthers. This is their first bowl appearance since 2019. And we have the 6-6 UTSA Roadrunners. They also went 6-6 last year. So UTSA, very high-powered offense under Owen McCown, very talented quarterback in the American. We got a very well-coached Florida International team. So, yeah. What do you think about this one, Clayton?
This one, I like Florida International a lot, but I gotta go UTSA. Their quarterback looks pretty good, man.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take UTSA as well. I think there's a bit of a talent gap here, and Florida International, FIU, they kind of benefited from a weak Conference USA, so I'm going to take UTSA in this one. I think Owen McCown does enough to kind of get UTSA in the 30s, where Florida International kind of chugs the score for a period of time here. So I'm going to take UTSA.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Florida International, they're well coached, but I think UTSA, I think there's just too much talent on that offense. Too high powered. All right, we have the Go Bowling Military Bowl. This will be Pitt versus East Carolina. So we've got Blake Harrell's Pitt East Carolina Pirates versus Pat Narduzzi's Pitt Panthers. So Pitt finished this off the season kind of on a sour note. They struggled against some of the high competition they played, and didn't love what I saw from them. And you got East Carolina, didn't play the toughest schedule in the world, but not a terrible team. I thought they played an okay game earlier this year against BYU. Yeah, so I mean, this could be East Carolina's had some very up and down results this season, but I think being in a bowl game against a team like Pitt could give them some motivation.
I'm gonna go Pitt in this one.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to take the upset. I'm going to take East Carolina to win here. I think Blake Harrell's got his guys fired up. You know, they did lose a couple coordinators. I don't know if they'll be coaching this bowl game, but I think Caden Hauser shows up. I think it's going to be kind of like similar to what happened last year with Pitt. They played Toledo. They didn't know what they were getting into. Toledo was able to come out and finish the job. I think East Carolina plays a very inspired game here and finds a way to win in Annapolis, Maryland. All right, we have the Pinstripe Bowl, or the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl, aka the Disappointment Bowl. The Penn State Nittany Lions versus the Clemson Tigers, two very disappointing teams. And by the way, Clemson was my national title pick to win. Clemson beats the Petos in the Pinstripe
Actually,
Bowl.
both these teams are top 5 teams at the start of the season.
Yeah, Bondi, they might. We'll see.
Oh. One head coach was fired, the other one's still there.
I don't know if Cade Klubnik will be playing in this game. I don't think his draft stock is very high right now, so he might as well. But Penn State, that team is kind of, you know, I think there's going to be a lot of opt-outs on that side. And I think there's going to be a lot of opt-outs on both sides. But I think with there being a little continuity on the coaching side for Clemson, I think I'm going to trust them a bit more in this matchup. Although Penn State finished off the season really well, I think I'm going to take Clemson. I think they're a bit more high-powered and more talented despite some of the opt-outs.
Clemson was disappointing this season, but Penn State was a lot more disappointing. Give me Clemson.
Yeah. I think Dabo Swinney gets his guys rolling here. And they finish 8-5. All right, we have the Wasabi Fenway Bowl. We have the UConn Huskies versus the Army Black Knights. Army's playing right now, playing a very competitive game against Navy, while UConn, on the other hand, finished 9-3, had a very solid season, lost 3 games, all in overtime on the road. So very interesting, you know, team they were this season, UConn. So yeah, Clayton, what are your thoughts?
This is gonna be a good one, man. I think UConn had a good season. I think if Army wins this game, I think they go. Army's favored by 7. That's a lot. That's kind of a lot. Not gonna lie. But I'm gonna pick. Who you picking? Who you picking?
I'm picking Army in this one. UConn has too many opt-outs. Skylar Bell, they have a ton of guys that hit the portal because Jim Mora Jr. is not the coach there anymore. Joe Fagnano, the quarterback, who had an incredible season, Heisman-like season, he opted out as well. I'm going to take Army.
Yeah, I'll take it. Just from you saying that, I'll take Army as well.
Tough matchup for UConn. They faced Air Force earlier in the season and kind of struggled despite winning the game. I think Army just has a bit too much on their sleeve here.
Yeah, man.
All right, we have the Pop-Tarts Bowl. This could be a good matchup. We have 22-ranked Georgia Tech versus 12-ranked BYU. Haynes King playing in his final collegiate game if he doesn't opt out. Hopefully he doesn't opt out. If not, it'll be Aaron Philo, who isn't terrible, so we'll have something to watch out for. Georgia Tech will. BYU, Bear Bachmeier will surely be playing in this game. Only a freshman, so.
Wow.
But yeah, I think this is going to be a really good game.
One. This is a good one. What flavor Pop-Tarts begin after the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
What about the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
What flavor will the players be getting?
I don't know. Strawberry.
Hoping for a chocolate flavor one.
Yeah, I like the brown sugar cinnamon, the cookies and cream, hot fudge sundae. Those are pretty good.
I think BYU will take them.
Think BYU is going to take it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know about Georgia Tech's defense. You know, BYU usually plays very well in bowl games. I think despite the loss to Texas Tech, they are going to be highly motivated here. They were last year against Colorado. I don't see that changing. Give me Kalani Sitake and the BYU Cougars to win in the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Okay.
All right, so we have the Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. We have the Miami, Ohio Redhawks versus the Fresno State Bulldogs. So Miami, Ohio finished off the season solid. They made the MAC title game, lost to Western Michigan. Well, Fresno State went 8-4 this year. Had an all right season. Their defense definitely solid, but I don't know. this is a tough one for me to pick because I don't think Fresno State really did a lot offensively this year. They did finish off the season well against San Jose State, winning 41-14. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised with the picks here. 91% have Fresno State, but I'm going to take Miami, Ohio in this one. I don't see this game being a blowout of any kind. I think Chuck Barton's going to have his guys ready to go, and I think that they got a freshman quarterback in there that's really impressed Thomas Godkowski. So give me the Miami Redhawks to pull off an upset.
How about let's go with a not so fast, my friend.
There
Fresno
we go.
State winning that game.
Yeah, I know, Jacob. That sucks. Cavs are done anyway. Let's be real.
Pistons are best team in the East.
They look like it.
Bro,
Right?
what's going on with the Cavs, man? I don't know, man.
They just seem unfocused, not a lot of energy. There's some injuries, but again, I really can't use that as an excuse at this point. It's just pretty
Kenny
pathetic.
Atkinson.
Kenny Atkinson sucks. This year he does.
Is he going to be fired?
Probably not, unless, I mean, if they would have lost to the Wizards last night, it could have been a possibility, but yeah.
Oh, God.
But yeah, we have the Isleta, New Mexico Bowl. We have the 25th ranked North Texas Mean Green versus San Jose State Aztecs. So I don't know if Eric Morse will be coaching this game or not. Maybe not. But even then, I don't know if Drew Mestemaker will be playing. It'll be interesting to see. But North Texas has such a high-powered offense. I don't know if San Diego State can really hold on. San Diego State's got one of the better defenses in the country, though. But again, I think that offense is just very inconsistent. It's not great, despite being 9-3, and they struggled a bit against some of the top competition in the Mountain West. So
I'm taking North Texas right here.
Yeah, I like North Texas in this one too. If guys like Drew Mestemaker and Caleb Hawkins opt out, I might have to change my pick there. But if not, I think they win this one. Pretty safe bet on them to win.
Yeah, man.
Then we got 7:30 Saturday, December 27th. We have the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. This will be 19th ranked Virginia versus the Missouri Tigers. So Missouri went 8-4 in the SEC this year. Virginia went 10-3 and were the runner-ups in the ACC. They were a win away from being in the college football playoff. They lost to Duke, and now they're in the Gator Bowl. Pretty tough.
At least they didn't opt out like Notre Dame did.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so I think Missouri has some injury problems. I don't know if I think Bo Pribula might be playing, but again, I haven't really been too impressed with him. Virginia, don't know if Chandler Morris will be playing. If he does, I think they got a good chance to win this one. Jamari Taylor's a really solid back. This will be an interesting one, though.
I think I'm gonna take taking the Missouri Tigers in this one.
All right. Missouri's minus 265 though. That's got to be telling us something, Clayton. You know, it's got to be some opt-outs. But again, both coaches aren't expecting many opt-outs. I think maybe they're favored by as much because they are an SEC program, which is understandable. That defensive line is tough. I think it might be a bit of a challenge for Virginia. But I think Virginia is going to be motivated. They're going to be hungry coming off that loss in the ACC. They want to finish the season right. I think Tony Elliott's done a hell of a job with this team. I don't trust the quarterback play. It's very inconsistent with Missouri. Give me Virginia. Tony Elliott.
Wow.
Watch him go.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think this is as, much of a gap as people may think. All right, the Kinder's Texas Bowl. We have the LSU Tigers versus the Houston Cougars. Houston had a really nice year in their first year with, second year with Willie Fritz as coach. They finished 21st in the AP poll, or the college football playoff rankings, I should say. And then LSU had a very disappointing year. They had to fire Brian Kelly. Didn't go very well. But they did get Lane Kiffin, and they're looking for higher expectations next year. But
Lane Kiffin coaching in this game, right?
He's not coaching in this game.
Nope. Okay, I'll take Houston. I'll take Houston in this one.
Interim Frank Wilson.
Taking the Cougs.
Yeah, LSU. I don't know how motivated.
Disappointing season. Very
disappointing. And they started off the season really well too. I think Connor Wegman's returning to Houston next year, so I'm assuming he'll be playing in this bowl game. I'm going to take Houston as well. I don't think LSU gives a shit about the Texas Bowl. All right, so we have the Birmingham Bowl. This is going to be a rematch of a Sun Belt Conference matchup. App State was a late 5-7 edition due to an opt out. So Georgia Southern versus App State. Once again, here Georgia Southern's a slight favorite, as App State. App State had less preparation for a bowl game. So I don't know how they'll react coming into this game. But what are we thinking, Clayton?
I think I'm taking the Eagles of Georgia Southern. So Georgia Southern in this one.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I think I do like what JJ Cole, the quarterback for App State, showed this year. I don't know though. I think Georgia Southern did win the first matchup. They did have much more time to prepare. So that definitely gives them a bit of a boost here. Clayton, I just realized they didn't have the Alamo Bowl on there. Or never mind, the Alamo Bowl is December 30th. For some reason, this one website says it was...
You talking about the Outback?
No, the Alamo Bowl. For some reason, it was sandwiched between the Pitt game and the Georgia Tech game on Bleacher Report. So that's why I said something.
Oh, my bad.
No, that's my bad because I saw it wrong. But no, maybe there's...
I don't know what's going on here, man.
I know. This is a tough matchup to predict, though, because it's a conference matchup. It's very makes it very unpredictable. But I'm gonna take Georgia Southern. App State defense kind of stinks. So Birmingham,
Alabama.
Their sweet home Alabama. All right. We have the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. We have the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers versus the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Solid season for Sony Cumbies Bulldogs versus Tim Beck. Formerly Tim Beck, he got fired. They now have a new coach, Ryan Beard from Missouri State. He won't be coaching in this game, but Coastal Carolina is going to have some guys opt out in this game. I don't know how to feel about it for them here.
This one's... I'm going to take... It's a tough one. I'm going to take the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to take Louisiana Tech. I think Sony Cumbies' team will have a bit more continuity in this game. Coastal Carolina is in a bad spot, and the defense also isn't very good. Give me Louisiana Tech.
Wow.
We have the Music City Bowl. We have the Tennessee Volunteers, kind of a home game for them, versus the Illinois Fighting Illini. So, I don't know if Joey Aguilar will play in this game or not.
This one's gonna be a good one.
Sure, it's gonna be a good one.
You know what I'm talking?
What's that?
I'm talking Tennessee. Tennessee's gonna win this game.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if Joey Aguilar is quarterback or not. See if there's any info there.
Give me Morgan Wallen's Tennessee Volunteers.
If they're Morgan Wallen, alpha male.
The king of country right there.
Sir. Never doubt. Yeah. Man, this is tough.
2-8-4.
Give me Illinois. I don't think Tennessee's played great. I don't know if Joey Aguilar's going to play. I know Luke Altmaier is definitely going to play. I don't think there's any doubt about that unless I missed it. I just think Brett Bielema's team will be more fired. It's kind of like last year when they faced South Carolina in a bowl game. South Carolina was just much more fired up. So,
all right, next one we have the Alamo Bowl. This is the USC Trojans and the TCU Horned Frogs. I don't know if it's on there. Scroll down. It is. Oh, it is on there. You said it wasn't on there.
No, I thought it was up, but no.
Nah, you good, man.
But yeah, we've got the 16th ranked USC Trojans versus the TCU Horned Frogs, who are unranked. TCU went
Josh Hoover.
8-4. Josh Hoover, yeah. I wonder if he hits the portal. There's been some rumblings about him hitting the portal, maybe going to
He's good. I like him.
Yeah, going to like Indiana or Miami or Tennessee if they don't keep
Oh,
Joe.
if he gets coached by Kirk Cignetti.
I know.
If Mendoza stays, I don't know if Mendoza's staying or leaving.
He's going to be the first pick in the draft, so he's going to go. So.
I'm taking the Trojans of USC in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to take USC as well. I think they will have some opt-outs like Mekhi Lemon and such. But I don't know about Jaden Maeva. I think he might play. I think there's just too much of like a offensive firepower there for USC. And outside of home, TCU really hasn't performed the best. I like USC, Lincoln Riley's Trojans. All right, we got the ReliaQuest Bowl. We've got the 23rd ranked Iowa Hawkeyes versus the 14th ranked Vanderbilt Commodores. Iowa just hasn't shown much offense again this season, but they're ranked 8-4, had a decent defense once again under Phil Parker and Vandy. They have a Heisman finalist in Diego. He needs to be humbled. Pavia. So,
bro,
no.
I wanted Vanderbilt in the playoff so bad.
You want a Vanderbilt to what?
It be in the playoff.
Yeah, I know.
I'm taking Vanderbilt in this game.
Yeah, I think I don't know why Pavia wouldn't play. I think he's the type of guy. He's a competitor.
I don't know. Is he declaring for the draft?
I mean, he has to. He's no more eligibility. But again, I don't think that really matters to him. Who knows if he'll even get drafted.
All right, I'm taking the Commodores.
Yeah, I like Vandy as well. I think Diego Pavia is going to play. I don't see Iowa winning. All right, we have the Tiger Sun Bowl. We have the Arizona State Sun Devils, Kenny Dillingham's Sun Devils versus the Duke Blue Devils, the ACC champions out of nowhere. ACC champions in the playoffs.
The Bulls a 7-5 team allowed in the ACC championship game.
The ACC sucks. That's how bad it was.
God forbid. They're lucky to have a team in the playoff.
And, Arizona State, no Sam Levitt. It's going to be Jeff Sims again. Duke, I think Darian Mensah will definitely be playing in this game. I would be shocked if he didn't return.
I'm taking the ACC champions. Give me the Blue Devils.
But yeah.
I'm taking the Blue Devils in this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to go with them as well. I just don't trust Jeff Sims to. I do like that Arizona State defense, but again, Duke's defense played well enough for me to give them a bit of faith. They played well enough against Virginia to give me some faith that they can hold on and win this one with Manny Diaz and company. Give me Duke.
Yep.
Now we have the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. We have the TT Win.
You're gonna say the team up north. I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, their coach likes to bag snow bunnies in the middle of the season, and we've got the 13th ranked Texas Longhorns. Well, their former coach, as I should say. But yeah, I'm picking Texas. This should be easy. Michigan's good. I don't know how many guys they'll actually have playing in this game. Michigan, I think Arch Manning will play. So.
I don't care about anything that happens. I'm just picking my team. I don't care. I don't care for losing everyone. I do not care. Horns down, baby.
It's crazy.
Horns down. I don't care. Call me biased, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, so we've got the Las Vegas Bowl, and it's going to be against Nebraska, the Cornhusker Man, who's actually 11-0 in basketball. And then we got the Utah. This is
football, not basketball.
No, we got Kyle Whittingham, the head coach for Utah. He's retiring after this game. So this will be his last game. He'll try to go out on a high note. Nebraska had a lot of staff changes, so
I'm taking the Utes in this one. I think Utah's been really good this year. I'm taking the Utes, and Nebraska doesn't have Dylan Raiola.
Yeah.
I
think I'm going to go Nebraska as well. Dylan Raiola might be hitting the portal. It's very tough to see them. It's just
Dylan Raiola transfers to Texas Tech.
That'd be pretty pathetic. Like I
I
think the Mahomes.
If he wants to be like Mahomes so bad, why don't you go there?
I think the Mahomes family would need a restraining order at that point.
Oh God.
You know what I mean?
God. What up?
You know what I mean? Like, just tries to be Mahomes so much. It's a star.
Yeah, he wants to be Mahomes so bad. I don't know. If he was on Texas Tech, he'd be in the playoff right now. So. Oh God. All right. I'm taking the Utes.
So now we've got the playoff game. We got the Ohio State Buckeyes versus Miami or Texas A&M. This is going to be Texas A&M for me. This is going to be Texas A&M for Clayton as well.
Yep. So A&M either way.
What, bro?
Oh God.
Never mind.
Do I pick? No. Do I go Gig 'em or do I go the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes?
This is I gotta say Texas A&M is a horrible matchup for Ohio State. Horrible. And if they can't get their play calling going, I think they could be in a rude for awakening against Texas A&M. But I think there's a little too much talent on the Ohio State defense. I think Texas A&M will get a little bit flustered. Give me the Buckeyes. I think Jeremiah Smith,
Ryan Day's not out his BS,
and Bo Jackson difference makers here.
I like Julian's saying, man. I'm going with the Buckeyes. I'm going Buckeyes. Sadly.
Yeah. Sadly.
How do you think I feel? My team's not in the playoff.
No.
Again.
All right, so New Year's Day at noon, we have JMU in Oregon versus Texas Tech. Texas Tech's had a hell of a year. They got a great defense, and then you got the Oregon.
At Oregon, so at Oregon, you at Oregon. So yeah, it's Oregon.
Oregon versus Texas Tech. So tough matchup. I really like what Dante Moore can do for this Oregon team. This is going to be a big test for him against the Texas Tech defense that's led by Jacob Rodriguez and David Bailey. So yeah, this is gonna be a blockbuster matchup at noon.
I'm taking the Red Raiders in that defense.
Yeah, that defense is tough to take. Although I think they could be set up for some disappointment in the playoffs. I'm taking Oregon. Dan Lanning, truthers rise up. Oregon Ducks winning. They will move on to the semifinals.
Semis. And then the Rose Bowl.
The Rose Bowl. That's going to be against the Hoosier Man versus the Alabama Crimson Tide for me. And for Clayton, it'll be the Oklahoma Sooners. Got the most likely Heisman winner in Fernando Mendoza in this game.
I'm taking Mendoza, Amar Cooper, and the number one team in the country, the Indiana Hoosiers, to win this one.
Yeah, I think one playoff win isn't going to be enough for Bama here. Just enough. I'm going Indiana. I think they're just going to be too competitive, too well coached to lose this game. They won't lose their focus.
Mendoza's a dog.
And we got our last game. We've got Ole Miss and Tulane versus Georgia. Obviously going to be
I had Ole Miss. You had Ole Miss?
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. Ole Miss is be an interesting matchup. Ole Miss and Georgia played a really competitive game early in the season. There is no more
the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, but Charlie Weiss, the offensive coordinator, he will be coaching in this game. So that could be big for them. I don't know. I think Georgia's just a little too consistent right now. I think they're playing some good football. Taking the Bulldogs.
I'm taking the Dogs as well.
Go Dogs, as Pat McAfee says on College Game Day.
Go Dogs! What's that coming down the track? It's me, machine.
Then we got the Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. We've got the Rice Owls versus the Texas State Bobcats. We got more bowl games after January 1st. We've got a 5-7 Rice team versus Texas State. Rice isn't very good offensively. They run that weird offense. Scott Abel offense where they don't really pass
I'm
the
going
ball.
Texas State. I'm going
Texas Tech. They finished the season off on a good note. GJ Kinney's offense will be way too much for Rice to handle. And it was late notice for Rice as well.
All right.
We've got the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. We've got a team that's playing right now. The Navy Midshipmen versus the Cincinnati Bearcats. We got Bearcat Man. I don't know if Brendan Sorsby will be playing this game or not. I'm going to say no. Because I think he's either hitting the portal or going to the NFL. So I don't count on Brendan Sorsby playing in this game for Cincinnati. And Cincinnati finished off the season on a poor note. They lost 4 in a row. Scott Satterfield, I don't really trust him out there. Navy's a 4.5-point favorite. You know what? I'm going to take Navy as a favorite.
I'm taking Navy as well, man. I'm taking Navy.
I took them last year against the Sooners, and they won. I think it's going to be a similar occurrence here. Give me the midship. Another team that got into a bowl game late because of opt-outs, 5-7 Mississippi State. This will be the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Wake Forest versus Mississippi State.
I'm going with the Demon Deacons here. I think they had a really good year. Mississippi State kind of got lucky to get in because Notre Dame is a pussy.
The Notre Dame man.
The Notre Shame, not so fighting Irish.
What pathetic! I mean, it's pathetic the way they reacted. They opted out of a bowl game. They don't want to join the ACC. They said they burned bridges with all these conferences, and that's why they're not joining. It's just baby behavior, man. Beta behavior.
Notre Shame is not even playing.
But yeah, this is a tough one. Mississippi State has played good football this year. Wake Forest, I don't know. I'm going to take Mississippi State as a 5-7 team.
Wow.
Their favorite one.
Wow.
I think being in the SEC is going to give them
you in the SEC, man.
I didn't like the SEC that much, but I just think this game, Wake Forest, I don't know if I trust them against a higher powered team in Mississippi State.
The SEC glaze, man.
Yeah, I'm taking Mississippi State. All right, we have the Trust and Will Holiday Bowl. Happy holidays, Clayton.
Happy holidays. Yeah, I'm going. We got Wildcats and Mustangs after New Year's Day.
Yeah, Arizona versus SMU. SMU finished off the season well, but just fell short of an ACC championship berth, losing to Cal in that last game. And then you have Arizona, the Wildcats, 17th ranked. Much better year for Noah Fifita and company. They bounced back well with Brent Brennan. And, yeah.
I'm taking the Wildcats here. I'm taking Arizona. I'm taking the Arizona Wildcats to win this one.
Yeah, because this game is in this will be the Holiday Bowl. Man, this is tough. This is a pick 'em in my opinion. I know Arizona's a slight favorite, but
you're gonna go with a not so fast, my friend?
Not so fast, my friend. SMU win.
I fucking knew it, man.
SMU, I think their defense is the bigger picture in this game. I think they're going to be the reason why SMU comes out on top. It's going to be a bit of an overwhelming performance for Arizona. Give me SMU.
Right. Now we just have playoff games.
Yes, sir. We have the winner of the Sugar Bowl versus the Cotton Bowl.
Which is Ohio State and Georgia, I think.
Georgia.
Yep. I think we both had that, so yeah.
Oh, man. Georgia versus Ohio State. I think Georgia's the hottest team in the country. They're playing like the best team in the country right now.
What's that coming down the track?
What's that coming down the track?
It's the Mean Machine in the red and black.
It's the Mean Machine in the red and black.
Ain't nothing finer in the land.
Ain't nothing finer in the land
than the drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan.
The drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Sick 'em. Oh.
You know what, Clayton?
What?
I'm thinking about it, man.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
Oh.
Spit it out. What are you thinking? Spit it Come on, spit it out, man.
My decision.
Spit it out.
What's that coming down the track?
What's that coming down the track?
It's a mean machine in red and black.
It's the mean machine in the red and black.
I have to do it. I'm picking Georgia to beat Ohio State.
Damn.
It's hard to repeat in Ohio State. I just don't know about that offense.
That's kind of shocking that actually we're not being biased right there. That's kind of shocking.
They played 3 really good defenses this year. And Georgia's defense has played great these past few weeks. They played Washington, they've played Texas, and they've played Indiana. They've struggled on all of them. Play calling's the worry. I don't know. I'm worried about Brian Hartline. I don't know how focused he is. I think it's going to be a bit of a learning experience for Julian Sayin. Give me Kirby Smart to win this game and go to the.
I'm actually going to agree with you. Give me the Dogs.
Yep, I'm taking Georgia. I hate to say it, man, but I think Georgia is going to come out on top of this game.
It's kind of strange you're picking against.
Hope I'm proven wrong, Clayton. But I don't have a lot of confidence right now that Ohio State can beat Georgia.
Wow.
And then that leaves, for me, Oregon versus Indiana. And for you,
it's Texas Tech and Indiana. And I'm taking Mendoza and the Hoosiers to win that one.
Yep. We got Oregon and Indiana. Oregon's tough. They're going to be a tough team, I think. Indiana might be tougher, though. I think they might be a bit more well-coached. This is the type of game that Dan Lanning has gotten stumped on since he's been hired as Oregon's coach. Can he take that step forward? I don't know. I'm picking Mendoza. I just trust him a little more in this spot than Dante Moore. It's tough to beat a team 2 times in one season, especially conference rivals, but I think Indiana's going to get it. Indiana, Georgia is my national championship.
That's also my national championship.
Yeah. So we've got the winner of the Fiesta Bowl versus the winner of the Peach Bowl. Georgia versus Indiana.
This is a good one. I think it's going to be better than last year's.
Yeah, this is going to be a hell of a game, I think. There's a lot of good.
Hey, what's that coming down the track?
What's that coming down the track?
It's the mean machine in the red and black.
It's a mean machine in the red and black.
Ain't nothing finer in the land.
Ain't nothing finer in the land.
Than the drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan.
The drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan.
Go, Dogs.
Go, Dogs.
Go, Dogs.
Go, Dogs.
Go, Dogs. Sick of them. Oh. Give me Indiana, man.
Wow, not so fast, my friend, he says. And you know what, Clayton? Not so fast, my friend.
Oh,
I'm taking the Georgia Bulldogs to win the national title this year. Gunnar Stockton's the most overlooked player in the NCAA this year. Incredible football player. Nobody is talking about him. Georgia's defense has really stepped up. C.J. Allen, Dalen Everett, Ellis Robinson, those guys are making plays left and right for Georgia. I think they're going to be able to make a statement here. They're going to win the national championship, and Kirby Smart's going to add his 3rd ring.
Damn. Signetti doesn't lose, man.
That's true. I think it's going to be like 27 to like 23. I'll go like 49 points.
Have Kirk Signetti head coach the Browns. He'll give the Browns the Super Bowl.
He might.
He might be.
Google him.
Kirk Signetti?
Yeah, Google him. That's his catchphrase. Google him.
He doesn't lose.
You know.
Pick. He might beat the Browns to a Super Bowl, man. Will the Browns win this week? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, they're gonna get destroyed
by the fucking Bears, man. Can you please do that for me? Beat the Bears so we can get the Lions in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Can you do that for me so we can get the? I don't know. You beat the Packers, so that was great. Y'all beat the Packers, and it's gonna be a cold game there in Chicago.
It is. But yeah, that is bowl picks from me and Clayton. We had quite a few disagreements this season, and it was great doing it once again for a like 3rd or 4th season in a row.
I think it's the 5th. We've done this since 21, I do believe.
Yeah.
That's 1, 2. Yeah, this is our 5th.
But yeah, I appreciate everyone that tuned into our video, and yeah, Bowl Mania. I have the Georgia Bulldogs winning the Natty, and Clayton has the Indiana Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers, man. Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah,
Kurt Signetti does not lose.
does not Google him.
He
Appreciate
beat the
everyone. He beat who?
world famous national champion Ohio State Buckeyes.
I know.
Yeah,
But
screw
yeah,
them, man. Screw them,
yeah,
man.
I know.
Don't know how they beat us this year.
I know.
Don't know.
Crazy.
The Jeremiah Smith touchdown should not have been a touchdown. Of course, the refs were trying to help them out at some point in that game.
Well, he lost 27-9 with a coach that loves snow bunnies.
And we can't throw the ball. He doesn't want to throw the ball deep anyway, so get his ass out of here. We couldn't even throw the damn ball deep at all.
Yeah.
Now Bryce Underwood might be transferring. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Good. We'll see. But I appreciate everyone being
And what's
here.
worse, I even have his jersey, so yeah, I'm fucked.
But yeah, appreciate everyone being here. Sports Expert here. We're gonna end this
wow.
now. Bull
Navy
picks.
won. Navy just won.
I know the Navy midshipmen win the classic.
The classic game, man.
But yeah, that'll end the regular season for college until next year.
Sadly, the season's going by too quick.
I know. But I
Why
appreciate
does football
everyone.
season go by so quick?
I don't know. Sucks.
After the Super Bowl, I cry because that's football season's over, man.
But yeah, I appreciate everyone that tuned in. That is going to be it for us for bowl picks. Yeah, hopefully you guys watch this video back, and yeah, appreciate everyone being your sports expert here. I'm out, guys. Peace, and subscribe to Clayton's channel in the link down below.
And horns down.
Hook up.
Horns down. Okay, you already beat him, so
I know.
I don't know.